At the juncture of East and West, Greece and Turkey share a mosaic of history that is both intertwined and distinct. While each has carved its own path, their stories are forever linked by geography and the rise and fall of empires. From the ancient footfalls echoing in Athens' Agora to the bustling markets of Istanbul, these lands have been the stage for a drama of civilizations, conflict, and cultural exchange. In this narrative, we peel back the layers of their shared past to reveal the forces that have shaped them, defining their complex relationship through the ages. In antiquity, Greece and the lands of modern-day Turkey were cradles of civilization, shaping the course of human history in profound ways. On the island of Crete, the Minoans constructed grand palaces like Knossos and mastered maritime trade, leaving a legacy of art and commerce that influenced the Mediterranean world. Across the Aegean, Anatolia boasted ancient wonders of its own. Göbekli Tepe, a testament to prehistoric ingenuity, stands as one of the earliest known monumental structures, hinting at complex religious practices over 11,000 years ago. The Hittites, who rose to power in Anatolia, were among the first to wield iron tools and chariots in battle, reshaping military tactics and diplomacy. Their cuneiform tablets recorded treaties and history, influencing their neighbours and rivals alike. Together, these early civilizations laid the foundation for trade networks, diplomatic alliances, and innovations that rippled across the ancient world. The classical era saw Greece rise with its network of city-states, each a hub of art, philosophy, and political innovation. From the philosophical musings of Athens to Sparta's austere military discipline, these city-states laid the groundwork for Western civilization. Democracy, drama, and architectural feats, such as the Parthenon, became hallmarks of a culture that would echo through time. To the east, modern-day Turkey witnessed the sweeping conquests of Alexander the Great, bringing Greek culture deep into Anatolia. The Hellenistic period transformed cities like Ephesus and Smyrna into centres of learning and trade, where Greek traditions blended with local customs. This era of exchange and synthesis created a cosmopolitan landscape, but it also planted the seeds for future tensions and cultural rivalries that would define the region's history. As Rome expanded, Greece and Anatolia were drawn into the vast Roman Empire, linking distant lands through roads, laws, and a shared cultural framework. Roman rule transformed the region, creating new economic and political opportunities, but also binding it under a single sprawling authority. With the empire's eventual decline, a new power centre emerged: Constantinople. This city, straddling continents, became the heart of the Byzantine Empire, a bastion of art, religion, and political ambition. The Byzantine era saw emperors and empresses shape history through grand building projects, legal reforms, and theological debates. Yet, their grasp on power was never unchallenged. Iconoclastic controversies, religious divides, and the rise of Islamic caliphates strained the empire from within and without, setting the stage for centuries of conflict and shifting alliances. It was a time of cultural flowering, but also of mounting pressures that would eventually reshape the balance of power in the region. The medieval era brought turbulent changes to Greece and Anatolia, as the Byzantine Empire faced mounting challenges from both the west and the east. The arrival of the Seljuk Turks marked a turning point. Their victory at the Battle of Manzikert in 1071 opened the door to Turkish dominance in much of Anatolia, shifting the region's power dynamics. Meanwhile, crusading armies from Western Europe sought to assert their influence. The Fourth Crusade's sacking of Constantinople in 1204 fractured Byzantine authority, leaving behind a weakened state and a new Latin Empire. In Rhodes, the rise of the Knights Hospitaller showcased the era's blend of religious zeal and military strength, as their fortresses and fleets became symbols of resistance. These shifting allegiances and power struggles reflected a time of fragile balance and fierce competition, underscoring how medieval geopolitics often hung on a knife's edge. As we delve deeper into Greece and Turkey, you bring these stories to life. Keep liking and sharing to help me continue this journey. Don't forget to subscribe and share your insights in the comments as we continue to explore the world together. In 1453, Sultan Mehmed II's capture of Constantinople marked a profound transformation, turning it into Istanbul, the beating heart of the Ottoman Empire. This city, once the epicenter of Byzantine splendor, now flourished as a vibrant center of commerce, culture, and power under Ottoman rule. The conquest not only reshaped the city's identity, but also brought Greek territories into an empire that would span 3 continents. Under Ottoman governance, significant changes took hold. Administrative reforms and the imposition of taxes altered local structures, while systems like the devshirme recruited Christian boys for service in the Ottoman military and administration. Yet, this was a complex era. While some regions benefited from economic integration and stability, others faced hardships. The Greek Orthodox Church maintained a level of autonomy, serving as a cultural and religious anchor for Greek communities within the empire. Traditions persisted, blending Byzantine heritage with Ottoman influence. Meanwhile, the Venetian Republic exerted its influence over parts of Greece, particularly islands and coastal regions such as Crete and the Ionian Islands. Their fortified cities and maritime trade routes introduced a different layer of governance and cultural exchange. Tensions brewed as Venetian and Ottoman interests clashed, leading to dynamic, often fraught relations that highlighted the region's complexity. Despite periods of stability, rebellion simmered beneath the surface. Conflicts like the Cretan War, 1645 to 1669, illustrated the resistance against Ottoman rule, while long-running Venetian-Ottoman wars sapped both powers, setting the stage for later upheavals. This era's legacy is one of intricate cultural synthesis, resilience, and the ever-present shadow of conflict. The 19th century heralded a period of profound transformation for Greece and Turkey, as both nations grappled with the forces of nationalism and independence. The Greek War of Independence, which began in 1821, was a fierce struggle driven by centuries of Ottoman rule and a yearning for self-determination. Figures such as Theodoros Kolokotronis became symbols of this cause, while the poetic voice of Lord Byron inspired international support. By 1830, Greece emerged as an independent state, its fight intertwined with the broader European struggle against imperialism and despotism. The involvement of Great Britain, France, and Russia underscored the geopolitical stakes, turning Greece's fight for freedom into a pivotal moment on the world stage. Meanwhile, the Ottoman Empire, once a sprawling power, faced its own existential crisis as it struggled to maintain control over its diverse territories. The early 20th century saw the rise of Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, a military leader and visionary statesman who led the Turkish War of Independence. Following the empire's collapse after World War I, Ataturk's radical reforms dismantled the remnants of Ottoman structures, ushering in a secular, modern republic in 1923. His drive to westernize Turkey was as controversial as it was transformative, reflecting a delicate balance between tradition and modernization. While both nations achieved independence in their own ways, the consequences reverberated deeply. The population exchanges of 1923, mandated by the Treaty of Lausanne, forcibly relocated Greeks and Turks, reshaping demographics and leaving lasting scars. The struggle for national identity and self-determination was not without sacrifice, and its legacy continues to shape the complex relations between these neighbours today. The 20th century thrust Greece and Turkey into a whirlwind of conflict and shifting alliances, shaped by a complex geopolitical landscape. Both nations grappled with the fallout of the world wars, but their paths diverged sharply. Greece's involvement in World War I and subsequent forays into Anatolia led to a catastrophic defeat in the Greco-Turkish War, 1919-1922. This bitter conflict culminated in the forced population exchange outlined in the Treaty of Lausanne in 1923, displacing millions and leaving deep scars of loss and grievance on both sides. During the World War II, Greece endured a brutal Axis occupation, sparking a fierce resistance movement that led to a devastating civil war in its aftermath. The turmoil reshaped Greek society, driving political divisions that would echo for decades. Turkey, meanwhile, maintained strategic neutrality for most of the conflict, carefully balancing pressures from the Allies and Axis powers. Its late entry into the war on the Allied side positioned Turkey favourably in the post-war order, but underscored its precarious role in regional politics. As the Cold War dawned, Greece and Turkey both joined NATO, ostensibly aligning against the Soviet threat. Yet, their alliance belied simmering tensions, particularly over the issue of Cyprus. The island's division in 1974, sparked by a Greek-backed coup and a subsequent Turkish military intervention, remains a point of bitter contention. The split has symbolized the enduring mistrust between the two nations and serves as a reminder of their shared yet fractured history. These modern conflicts illustrate the delicate balance between cooperation and rivalry. Historical grievances, territorial disputes, and the pressures of geopolitics have made the path to reconciliation complex, leaving an indelible mark on their modern identities. In the latter half of the 20th century, Greece and Turkey embarked on distinct yet intertwined journeys toward modernization. Greece's path was marked by a turbulent transition from military dictatorship to democracy in 1974, a pivotal moment that paved the way for its integration into the European Economic Community in 1981. Membership brought economic development, political stability, and deeper ties to Western Europe. However, this progress also revealed vulnerabilities, as evidenced by the debt crises of the early 2010s. The economic turmoil strained Greece's social fabric and underscored the challenges of navigating a globalized financial system. Turkey, meanwhile, pursued an ambitious path of economic reform and modernization under leaders such as Turgut Özal in the 1980s. Efforts to liberalize the economy laid the foundation for Turkey's aspiration to join the European Union. Despite economic strides, Turkey's EU candidacy has been fraught with obstacles, from human rights concerns and the Cyprus dispute to shifts in democratic norms. These challenges have kept full membership elusive, even as Turkey remains a pivotal geopolitical player bridging Europe and Asia. The modern era has seen both nations grapple with social, economic, and political transformations. Greece has weathered austerity measures and sought paths to recovery, while Turkey has experienced a consolidation of political power, raising questions about the balance between tradition, democracy, and modern governance. Their paths, while divergent, reflect a shared struggle to adapt to the rapidly changing demands of the modern world. In the 21st century, Greece and Turkey continue to navigate a complex web of cooperation and conflict, shaped by their tumultuous pasts and regional dynamics. Tourism has emerged as a powerful bridge, drawing millions to the ancient ruins, pristine coastlines, and cultural festivals of both nations. This exchange of visitors, stories, and traditions has fostered moments of connection, even as political tensions simmer beneath the surface. The refugee crisis, born from conflicts in the Middle East, has placed immense strain on both nations. Greece, serving as the EU's frontline border, has borne the brunt of migrant flows, while Turkey, hosting millions of refugees, has wrestled with economic and social pressures. The 2016 EU-Turkey deal attempted to regulate the influx, but it remains a contentious and imperfect solution, highlighting the humanitarian and diplomatic challenges that persist. Energy exploration in the Eastern Mediterranean has further fueled disputes over maritime boundaries and resource rights. The discovery of natural gas reserves holds economic promise, but has also ignited naval confrontations and diplomatic standoffs, exposing the fragility of peace in the region. Efforts to mediate these tensions have underscored the need for dialogue and compromise, though lasting solutions remain elusive. Despite these challenges, both nations face a shared future at the crossroads of continents. By learning from their intertwined histories and forging new paths of understanding, Greece and Turkey have the potential to turn contention into collaboration, setting an example for the wider world. As they continue to grapple with complex issues, the legacy of their past offers both caution and hope for the road ahead. Greece and Turkey, bound by geography yet divided by history, continue to navigate a complex relationship shaped by centuries of conflict and cooperation. Their intertwined pasts underscore the importance of understanding and dialogue. As these neighbours look toward the future, the lessons of history remain crucial in forging a path of mutual respect and peace. For more captivating adventures and explorations of incredible places around the world, click on the video on screen now. Your next journey awaits. Happy travels.